And I do some good news. So we talked about term being important for you.
Yeah.
One thing that I think we can get them to do, which they've more or less verbally agreed to, is a 5-year deal with a 5-year extension option that is exercisable by you.
What's up, buddy?
I am working on your 2 Daytonas and the baguette style.
Okay, if you can move them all in one package, I'll drop the price down a little bit. I actually need a lot of cash.
So, I want to throw a big F you out to my next guest. He is one of my biggest fans. He's been following our journey since day one. He's been extremely supportive. I'm just gonna have him come on. Will my next guest introduce yourself?
Hey guys! Hey guys!
Did he really leave? Hey, Travis, what's up?
Hey, Anthony, how's it going?
What's up, man? Smart.
Good. Hopefully you got some good news for me.
Well, we do. So, I mean, we got a response back from the landlord. Basically, their response was they are willing to give us what they feel is a below market deal. Just to put it in perspective, we're about $1,500, $2,000 off what they were asking on a monthly basis. And I do some good news. So we talked about term being important for you.
Yeah.
One thing that I think we can get them to do, which they've more or less verbally agreed to, is a 5-year deal with a 5-year extension option that is exercisable by you. So,
But what's the rate of, how much is the rent going to increase?
It won't. The goal is to make it an option that you get to extend the lease for an additional 5 years, subject to you giving them notice. So, in essence, it's like a 10-year deal, if you will, because you have the right to control what you want to do in the space for the 10 years.
Well, I mean, I want to understand why they would give me an option to renew after 5 years instead of just locking me in for 10 years.
Sure, understand.
So
and
what's?
And we can get specifics on that.
I'm okay with that deal. I just want to understand why they would do that, because it's essentially giving me an out after 5 years instead of locking me into a 10-year deal. They're giving up $1 million in rent by doing that.
There is a chance that the renewal option, and we haven't discussed specific terms, that it could be at fair market rents, but
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's all negotiable.
I'll do that if we can pre-negotiate the rent increase.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna, because what'll happen is we'll build this business up to a $200 million a year business in 5 years based on that location, and they can like kill us on rent. Like our rent can go from $23,000 a month to $100,000 a month.
Sure, and there are fair market arbitration methods that we can use to comp out what fair market rents are. That's just specific language that we can work through, but
Right.
There are methods where we can specifically calculate fair market value rents based on building quality, comps, term.
I don't want to pay the rent 5 years from now. I don't want it to increase from that. I want to lock in a long-term deal now, so I'm locked in at this market's rent. So if they want to do that, what is the average rate that rent goes up percentage-wise a year? 3%, 3.5%?
Anywhere in our market from 2 to 2.5%.
Then we agree now that it goes up based on this year's numbers, that it's going to increase
Not to exceed.
not to exceed 10%.
Well, I do think the win here was at least initially getting them to agree to the concept. So now that we know both parties are open to continuing this discussion further, let's figure out the details. And I understand where you're coming from, and we'll work that into the negotiations.
So tell them I want a 10-year deal, and we'll write them a check we'll go ahead and we'll just wire them 6 months rent deposit at the current rate, and they can hold that until we actually commence our rent.
All right, thanks, Anthony.
All right, let me know.
Thanks, Marco.
All right, take it easy.
Bye.
So,
What's up, buddy?
I am working on your 2 Daytonas and the baguette style.
Okay, if you can move them all in one package, I'll drop the price down a little bit. I actually need a lot of cash.
How do you feel about like you only need cash out here, like basically, right? That's the only thing.
I need cash here,
yeah,
but you're the only one I know that can get me cash right now.
Oh, like overall, right? right?
Overall, yeah. I bought a big watch and the guy wants cash for it, so to the tune of like 300 grand.
Got it. Okay. There's another alternative. Like sometimes people are in the same situation as you, where they just need cash really quick to do a deal.
Okay.
So I can take the watches as collateral, and then I'll give you the cash immediately. You know what I mean?
I'm fine.
Because I just don't want to stock those watches. You know what I mean?
I got you.
I'm trying to sell for you.
I'm fine. Hey, I'm fine with that. I'll tell you what. If we can get, if I bring those watches out there, I'll memo you those or I'll trade you the watches for cash at a better price than you would than you would buy them at. And then whether you sell them or I sell them, whoever sells them first, we just pay each other the difference. If you sell them, you just pay me the rest of what it is. If I sell them, I'll pay you the balance of cash or whatever it is.
How I normally do it is that it's very, very much below like market, very, very much below. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I got you.
You know, because that's the only way you can make it worth it for me at that point. Plus, on top of that, interest. There's a situation where somebody needed the exact same thing. They had a 41 millimeter AP frosted, right? Market on that was like 220.
Right.
So I said, okay, he needed 100,000 cash. So the bet, I'll give you 100,000 cash for that exact watch, and I charge him 7% interest.
I get that, but I'm not in a rush. Like, I don't need it desperately.
Yeah,
I'm
letting you know so you have the option. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. If you tell me, I need $800,000 in cash, I can do that immediately. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, see if you can. I'll keep that in the back of my mind. And if between now and Friday you can sell any of those watches or all of them, I'll give you an even better rate if you sell all of them. And then let me know. And then maybe I'll bring them. Maybe I'll just bring them out there anyway, and drop them off with you to try and sell for a week or something. Okay, cool. And then your Blue Sky, I'm getting all my stuff inventoried right now, and it'll get packaged up here in a little bit and then go out.
Sounds good. And I'll make sure to leave the money with my brother, the one that you met upstairs. And
Okay.
Then, it'll be all labeled, packaged, and everything. I'll be like, yo, for Anthony, and then when you come back, pick it up, boom, done.
Cool. Sounds good, dude.
Thank you for easy business, brother.
Yes, sir. Later, buddy.
Is that the dude that's on the TV right now?
Oh yeah. Again.
Put a face to a voice.
He looks young.
He's
21.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's bright too. All right, Blue Sky Dweller. This is the one we sold for $29.5. Who sold this one? Vic.
I saw one for $29.5.
Yep, that's this one right here. Yep, that's this one. Okay.
All right, so the voices the voices matched up. We're good. Everyone's ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Guys, welcome to the second edition of Watch Market Update. With joining you, we've got myself, Anthony. I've got number 2, Marco, as you guys dubbed.
Oh God.
Which we are actually very, very much equal. Hopping across the pond, or no, just the other side. We've got Eric. Watch Eric out in Miami. Across the pond from Pride and Pinion, guys. You love him, you know him. He curses way too much. Nico Leonard. We've got the king of all Facebook groups, Vadim, who runs and started the Moda Empire slightly before I started in this business and is killing it when it comes to Facebook wholesale groups. Vadim, Vadim. And last but not least, we've got the crazy Russians from Pennsylvania, Roman, Sharf, and Adrian. Guys, welcome. Also, since I'm hosting this, Roman, you had the pleasure of last week introducing a surprise guest, Nico, which we all loved, made it a very entertaining show. I thought I would bring on a couple surprise guests as well. The first guy I picked, I felt like we've got, if I'm looking at this screen right now, we have 5 of the top YouTubers and Facebook on here. Why not introduce one more who's killing it in it's a different genre, but this is a, do what?
If you brought Archie, I will run. I will just run it. I'm out.
My first surprise guest over from the UK, would you introduce yourself?
Where is he?
Why can't I see him?
There
There we go. There we go. I love that jacket, Paul. All right, you guys are going to love this. Now, I decided not to bring one, but to bring 2 guests on here. And it made sense because the topic of today, aside from the watch market news, is going to be FU watches. It's just going to be FU to the watch market in general. So I want to throw a big FU out to my next guest. He is one of my biggest fans. He's been following our journey since day one. He's been extremely supportive. I'm just going to have him come on. Will my next guest introduce yourself?
Hey guys. Hey guys.
Did he really leave?
Hey guys.
He actually left.
Did Nico leave?
Oh my god.
Great to see you. This is great.
Welcome
little
to the
link up
channel.
here. All the winners. The winners here. That's what I like to see. All the winners.
Somebody get Nico back on here. It's not going to be complete without him. We're going to go straight to you, Roman. So, since you like to, it's very known that you like to interrupt Adrian throughout this, we're going to start a timer or a ticker. Every time you interrupt Adrian, you've got to donate $20 to a charity, which we will all collectively decide at the end of this. Actually, I think we've got some.
You gotta up that bet, man.
And you can, okay, prepay for.
He's already prepaid.
All right, so moving on to the market update, I want to hop around. Let's start with Paul. I want to see people are still, in my opinion, I'm a dealer. I'm stocking a lot of these pieces and I'm not holding them. The green Daytona and the platinum Daytona. Where do you see this market? Where do you see it going? Have you seen them selling? Buyers are calling me every day asking if I'm buying, asking what we're selling them for. Right now, it tends to be this gray space that people don't really know. What do you think?
I think the Platinum Daytona is pretty much, is probably a little bit more sold in the respect that everyone was expecting that green dial Daytona in particular to be discontinued. I know they was expecting it maybe with the Plaid as well, but the green dial here in the UK at least is perhaps a little
30
bit
minutes.
more unsold. Where the market's going, I can only see it moving forward. I think depending on the economies, your economy might be a bit different to ours. Certainly here in the UK, the economy is super strong right now. I don't see anything bad happening. I don't see anything going backwards. Thanks ever so much. I really appreciate it.
Guys.
Have a good night. Have a good morning. Have a good evening.
Thank
Guys.
you guys.
See you, Eric. Bye.
Thanks you all for joining.
Thank you guys.